Hey everybody, welcome back to the stream, and today we're going to be talking about potential Hurricane Erin. All right, so what we have from the GFS model, and I've been watching this for a while. We're not really in the monitor mode anymore. It's a tropical storm, and now we have to be in the lookout for the potential landfall of Hurricane Erin. It's currently Tropical Storm Erin, but it will be expected to strengthen overnight and into the morning hours and become Hurricane Erin. So, what I've been looking at recently has been some interesting stuff. So, some stuff has changed in the models, obviously. I'm trying to, category 4, um, low pressure system here, which would be a category 4 hurricane, and that would make it a hurricane, and that would be Erin. So, that's a 942 millibar hurricane. That is, just for reference, that is the equivalent of Hurricane Milton strength. It was a Cat 5, and this is not too far off from a Cat 5 in this model. But some stuff has changed here. Before I was looking at it, it had a more northern track, and now it's going to be more of a abrupt change in its path. So as you can see, the lowest is 943 millibars, and that's right when it's looking like it's going to approach the Caribbean. But as you can see, it changes and kind of gets caught up in this jet stream here. And that's what's going to make this thing go, hopefully, just become a fish storm. But, guys, I mean, I've seen the models and seen how this thing tracks. And that's the common track that we usually see with these type of hurricanes. But the Carolinas and Florida, you guys are not ruled out, and especially New England. New England could get hit by this, like not hit head on, but you guys could experience, rip currents, higher waves, higher swells in the water. You definitely wouldn't want to go out in the water when this hurricane approaches. And we're still going to feel the effects in the United States, whether it hits or not. As you can see, because of Hurricane Erin here, approaching being a hurricane, it could be possibly a Category 5 briefly. And I think this is, what hour is this? I think this is hour 144. And this is August 19th, which for reference is Tuesday, tomorrow. Next week, not tomorrow. But yeah, so we're going to keep an eye on this low pressure system. Nothing's for certain, and I wouldn't really tell you that this is the forecast that you guys should rely on. The GFS, while it is better when the hurricanes are approaching the U.S., and it's like basically what you guys want to know is that the European model is good for setting up these storms and has a good track all the way up until right about here. GFS takes over and outshines the Euro models, and they tend to be more accurate when it comes to like these frames over here with it actually approaching the United States. They have a better landfall track, but I would not say that this is what's going to happen here. There's two different outcomes. So the storm could get basically sucked up into the jet stream because there is another tropical storm up by by Canada and Maine. But if these storms have a more southern track and aren't where we predict that they're going to be, I think that this could definitely hit the Carolina. Let's see. I did go forward one time and saw another possible area to watch. And we get to this time, guys, where Hurricane Milton was in September, I believe, or October. I don't even really remember. It's been quite a while since I talked about that storm, but this is an area to watch for sure. The Gulf has more, it just gets more active as we get closer to the end of the hurricane season. And we see more scattered showers, usually in the Gulf of America, We usually see this, we usually see more scattered thunderstorms that start to kind of um, strengthen and get quickly organized a lot faster than the Atlantic. And the reason why is because the Atlantic has Saharan dust, lots more wind shear, and it's a lot colder than the Gulf is. The Gulf maintains really above average temperatures throughout most of the year, if not all the year. But where Hurricane Milton was right around, that would be 20.91 north, 93.88 west, somewhere around there, where this little scattered shower is. That's where Hurricane Milton was when that Pacific Ocean tropical wave kind of got scattered showers left in the Gulf and the Yucatan Peninsula, and then it quickly organized and became a Cat 5, which is the one of the quickest storms that we've ever seen to maintain Cat 5 status. So that is something to watch, and I would believe that really. Um, I think this gonna. I think these models are gonna change to a more southern track, and I don't think it's gonna be that abrupt where it switches course or south. Pretty much every model, every run that I've seen, and there's a couple outcomes where Florida gets hit by this. There's a lot more outcomes where the Carolinas get hit by this, and then more of them are just saying that it's going to be a fish storm, but those ones are quickly setting up to have direct impacts on the United States. So I wouldn't say that it's out of the question for landfall in the United States, but we're still going to feel the effects in the ocean regardless. So once the storm passes around, I would say right about here, which would be August 21st. Yeah, August 21st. When this storm passes, August 21st, and you no longer see it in the track, which would be right about here, guys. That's when it leaves. Um, I would still say do not attempt to get your boats out there. There's still going to be lasting effects for weeks with this storm. I mean, I wouldn't say weeks, but a decent week there would be for lasting effects and stuff. But these models are really not anything to say that they're going to happen for sure. Um, I wouldn't say that these are going to happen. There's likely scenarios. There's obviously likely scenarios, but I wouldn't believe that all these scenarios are going to happen. I think that the UK model and this model are still way too far out to really give a good forecast here. But as we get to the end of August, August 27th, that's when I see a setup here for another storm, fish storm probably, and I see a lot of setup for a potential Gulf hurricane. And just getting out of the hurricane aspect of this video, I do think that I would say there are a lot of there's another storm that sets up around Wisconsin, and that's going to be a very severe storm with a lot of rain, and it's just going to kind of sit there for a couple days. So it's going to start around August 14th or 15th, and then kind of sit there until August, August 18th. So that's going to be a flood risk there, and then you see Hurricane Erin in the background there, starting to come to its fruition. And then you have another storm set up in Pennsylvania, where it's going to be very severe there with the low pressure system of 1,008. And then it's going to be a flood risk basically across all of the Northeast and into the Midwest there. And as you get this high, we don't like to see the high pressure system just sit there. Right here, we don't like to see this because the eastern states are struggling. They're not really getting that much rain. You can see there's like a little band of storms here, but that's not saying much. They've had a lot of fire risk. They've had a lot of problems with scattered fires across Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, Nevada, and California. These are all places that have struggled, with the very hot and, you know, fire-like conditions. And that you just don't like to see that. And now we're gonna have, because of Hurricane Erin coming across the sorry, because we have Hurricane Erin moving across the Atlantic. This is gonna actually cause some storms to flare up, basically remnants of Hurricane Erin, and that's where we're going to see some rain in the Gulf, potentially posing a threat to Florida. And then we have some southern storms, nothing really to talk about there because we don't really know that much about these systems, if they're really going to happen. And there's not going to be that many severe weather outlooks here. I mean, you could see some stuff, some flood risks, but nothing really to talk about. Canada has some big storms in the north, but other than that, really, we're just going to watch the Gulf as we approach the end of August. We're going to watch Hurricane Erin as the models change, and we're also going to watch the Midwest. So keep your guys, keep yourselves updated on the situation, and thank you guys.